welcome to On Air with Kash. Our guest today began his career guest starring in network and streaming shows, including The Good Doctor, Project Blue Book, and The Twilight Zone. He appeared in the films Midnight Sun, Who Killed Jean Bonnet, and All Yours. He appears in the Apple TV series Home Before Dark and currently plays Logan on the new Disney Plus series, The Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Kiefer O'Reilly, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you very much, man.
When it was announced that there was going to be a Mighty Ducks reboot, I can't tell you how many people I grew up with. We were texting each other like, oh my God, it was like our childhood was coming back.
Quack-a-zack is back, Jack!
I just saw the first episode. I understand that you were a fan of the films growing up.
Yes, I loved the films because I, play hockey, so obviously I grew up with the films. It was awesome to even land the audition.
Not only do you play hockey, but you've been ice skating since you were 2 years old. You've joined some teams, been in leagues. I mean, you're the real deal.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've been skating since I was 2, and I think I started actually playing hockey since I was 4.
I'm probably one of those guys that you're talking to who grew up with the original movies during the Gretzky era here in LA. Wayne Gretzky's kids were at our school. So we would see Wayne all the time, and the Mighty Ducks movies were just coming out. Roller hockey was huge. I mean, I always remember just playing hockey, and it was like Triple D, the Flying V.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, we all had Gretzky jerseys, and I mean, I remember Christmas. I got my first hockey helmet. I think it was 8 years old, and I just couldn't wait to go outside and rollerblade. And so it's like a big deal. Like seeing the original movies and then watching the show now, it's like really a lot of us are like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it is really cool.
You've been ice skating since you were 2. You've been playing hockey since you were 4, and you play Logan, who's right now in the first episode, his character's not that good at hockey. I mean, what's that like for you to be so good at hockey and then have to? This is your character.
First of all, thank you. Second, it's really fun because I have to tone down my hockey, which usually playing normal hockey you don't usually do. But before actually filming the episodes, we had a 2-week period where we would train the non-hockey players to skate, and the coaches who were teaching everyone to skate, they had to teach me how to not to skate, and they had to teach me how to hold a stick wrong and how new beginners balance and stuff. They were really smart and cool.
Obviously you worked with Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Oh my God, it was, when I first met him, it was super nerve-wracking because it's Emilio Estevez, and yeah, after a while he started talking to us, started telling us all the stories from the original Mighty Ducks, and yeah, I found out he was like a really sweet, down-to-earth guy.
I've heard that about him. I've worked with people who know Emilio, say he's a very down-to-earth guy. It comes across in his interviews and his film work. And what was interesting too, as you were talking about the training, I actually recently saw an interview that he gave for the Ducks, and he was talking about how, like, he's an avid snowboarder. And when he was being interviewed for the first Ducks movie, he told him, oh yeah, I've been skating my whole life. And then he walked out of the interview, went right to the nearest ice rink in LA and found a pro and says, I got 3 weeks for you to make it look like I know what I'm doing so the kids don't make fun of me on set.
That's really funny. And yeah, I read some article saying that all of the original Mighty Ducks from 90s movies, they all lied about their skating abilities.
When I started out in the industry, they had that sign like fake it till you make it. And then it was like, yeah, but if you're on set and then you can't do it, what's the point? But some people pull it off.
Yeah, I mean,
like Emilio had dedication. He got out there and did it.
Yeah.
Growing up with the original movies, Ducks were always the underdog, and it was like the Hawks was the big team, and then the Ducks was this underdog team. We fast forward 25 years later, there's a huge franchise. It's basically become the dominant team, and this new group of kids they're the underdogs.
I think that would actually work in real life because once Gordon Bombay leaves as a coach, new one joins, and then a new one, and then it kind of loses the essence of what the Mighty Ducks means, and we gain back that essence when we start the Don't Bothers. And the Don't Bothers, they're just there to have fun. Obviously, they'll try their best and work hard, but we're not gonna drink protein shakes 24/7 and pay $3 million just to play hockey.
Exactly. In the first movies, you see Emilio's evolution as becoming a lawyer, becoming a workaholic, and then really regaining his youth and his spirit back when he coaches the kids. And he maintained that throughout the original films. And now when we see him, 25 years have passed, he's kind of mirroring the same qualities he had in the original film. So I'm really curious about what's been happening with him the last 25 years, what his current backstory is.
His backstory is, we all know the original Mighty Ducks. What happened? He was so close to making it to the leagues, but then someone just slashed his legs and he got down. With 20 years, he would have made lots of money with professional league, and he could have been a lawyer and made lots of money. But he chose the hockey path, which he thinks hockey ruined his life. But then we have to see what finds out.
That's the thing. I'm intrigued with the backstory, and I'm really intrigued with your character as well. Logan, not giving anything away. Is there anything you want us to know about your character going into the series?
Logan is a Canadian hockey fellow. In episode 2, we decide to break the ice. Not physically, we decide to get to know the other teammates. We found out that my character, Logan, moved from here, Minnesota, from Toronto because his parents are getting divorced because his mom cheated on his dad. And it's like really heavy stuff. And it was a little complicated, trying to find the middle ground of if they wanted it to be comedy, like a joke, like a dark joke, or if they wanted it to be heart pulling, you know what I mean? I don't know.
You're no stranger to drama. I mean, I've seen you in The Good Doctor. You give a very intense, powerful performance.
Thank you.
One of your earlier works when you played Burke Ramsey.
Yes, yeah.
I saw an interview with you, and it was a few years ago. You were a lot younger, and you mentioned the director was saying you're supposed to be emotionally detached. But you said you went up to the director and was like, I really think this character needs to cry at this moment, even though it wasn't in the script. And you pulled it off and you showed that emotion. I was really fascinated that you did that.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Definitely. And I really can't wait to see what happens to Logan. I'm really just fascinated with the story. I'm invested in these characters. Kiefer, you're really on a roll, and I'm happy for you. And I'm hooked. I can't wait to see where the series goes next.
Thanks very much, man. That's awesome.
Definitely. And do you have any closing words or anything you want to say to any of those Ducks fans out there?
Quack, quack, quack.
Quack, quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
Follow Kiefer O'Reilly on Instagram and be sure to watch him on Disney Plus, Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Kiefer, I can't thank you enough for being here. You've inspired my generation and this new generation. We're so pumped to see where the series goes. And I thank you so much for being here and giving us your time.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in On Air with Kash. That was Kiefer O'Reilly. Watch Disney Plus, The Mighty Ducks Game Changers.